Hello everyone and welcome back. Well, as you know, I haven't really been playing much in the past 2 weeks, but do not fear, I've not given up on this game. It's just with the balance issues along with me having finals and a lot of tests, I just haven't really gotten back in the rhythm of it yet, but do not fear, I've not given up on this game. It's still a great game and I want to get back in the swing of doing videos. So since I haven't really been playing, here's a replay that was sent to me by one of my viewers, and he's going to do a great job here dealing with a kind of a power spammer going on here, but I won't get too much into that before I talk about the setup, so here we go. On this side, white and blue, we have our hero. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 Katana Samurai, 3 Bow Samurai. Is that it for over here? Yes, it is. Oh, and a Matchlock Warrior Monk as well. Over here, he's kind of got a crab deployment going on. I really like that. This is Forest Goalie, and Forest Goalie is really great for doing the crab deployment. And so here he has it over here. No fire rockets, but 4 cavalry units, 1 Great Guard. Oh, is that 2? Yep, 2 Great Guards. A Yari Cavalry and a Katana Cavalry. They're waiting off over here. On the other side, we have Red, and he has 1, 2, 3, 4 Matchlock Warrior Monks. Let's see. 3 Nodachis, 4 Katana Samurai, and then 2 Great Guards. So a very quality side army over here, but maybe not totally quality side. As you can see, you can't really see it, I guess, because his banner's kind of vague, but he has no veterans. He has an entirely fresh army, and I do not recommend that. I love veterans. If we'll look at White over here, his whole army is veterans, and that's going to show in this battle just how useful that is. So White's going to move up first here to the shrine, and Red's going to be moving up to the sword dojo. Standard operating procedure for this map. Take the buildings close to you. Makes sense, right? So we have White's Little Claw over here. He'll be moving up through the forest to try and get a good ambush off. Now let's talk about advantages. Red has a ranged advantage due to all these matchlocks, but White has the skirmishing advantage. He has the bigger range on his bows and can really get some good skirmishing off. With only 2 cavalry units to really respond, White could have some serious skirmishing, especially since he has a lot of monks and such that are very weak to bows. Infantry advantage is definitely in Red's favor. He could swarm him pretty easily. He has, what, 7 infantry units compared to White's 4? So White's going to be very careful not to get swarmed. That's where hopefully his cavalry will come in because he does have a cavalry advantage. He might be able to turn the infantry battle that way because the infantry alone probably won't do it. So I talked about Red kind of being a power spammer, and you'll see that later. But he's not a complete idiot or anything. He's going to be capturing the buildings here. We'll have some nice little strategic moving. He's not going to camp. I applaud him for that. And so I guess I'll just triple speed. Unfortunately, I will not have use. I will not be able to use my desktop in the coming months. I'll be moving to France for a while, and I'm not bringing my desktop, so I have to do this all on my laptop, which is a pretty good laptop, but just not the same. So it might be a little laggy. I've got everything on low right now. Triple speed might be a little laggy, but if I'm triple speeding it, then nothing important's really happening anyway, so no big deal. White's slowly moving up through the forest. Now Red really needs to be wary of an ambush. If he just walks into an ambush, shame on him, because look at this. This is a large-size battle, I'm assuming. Yeah, it's definitely large. It's not ultra. Actually, this was sent to me after the patch, so yeah, it wouldn't be ultra. This is a large-size battle. Does this look like a large-size army to you? This is like a medium at most. White definitely has units in hiding. Now, you need to look at the enemy army and think, did he really spend all of his koku? I mean, just take a glance at this. This is not a large-size army. I don't care if they're all veterans. This is not a large-size army. So Red really needs to be careful of ambushes. This looks pretty full for a large-size army. No vets, but a lot of numbers. A couple Great Guard. This is definitely a full army. So White knows what Red is dealing with, but Red does not know what White is dealing with. So if he stumbles into an ambush, he can squander his advantages. So he's going to have to be very careful. A 5th Matchlock Warrior Monk has come out of hiding. Did any more? Yeah, it looks like some more infantry units were too. So let's do another count. Let's see, 5 Katana Samurai, 6 Katana Samurai, and 3 Nodachis. That's 9 infantry units to White's 3. He's going to be very careful in the infantry battle because the infantry advantage is not at all in his favor. Going to really need to use the skirmishing with those bows and his cavalry effective to pull this one out. So Red is being bold again and moving his Great Guard up to get the workshop. Not very good on White's part. He just kind of lets him have it. Not a good idea. Shouldn't let him get control of these buildings, especially when you have all these bows. You could at least be shooting at him to get a deterrent, but he's pretty much going to let him have it. And so not a very good move there on White's part. Don't underestimate those buildings, especially the workshop. I love the workshop. I think it's the best capturable building, generally. Maybe if you have a missile core, the archery dojo, you could argue is better. But for most cases, the workshop is the best. You don't want to let that building just get handed to the enemy without a fight. But he's going to pretty much do that. He's just kind of scoping it out while his cavalry moves through the forest, trying to get a nice little ambush off. And there we go. Red has captured the workshop and the sword dojo. So now not only does he have numbers in the infantry fight, but he has the sword dojo and the workshop, which is going to pretty much nullify any veteran difference that White would have over Red. So it's not looking good for White at all here. He could just swarm in White and have his matchlocks just tear him apart. White probably should have been skirmishing earlier. I would have definitely been moving up with those bows. But one weakness with White's army, especially if he's doing the crab corps, or the crab deployment, is he has no real cavalry defense. All he really has is this matchlock monk, and then some cavalry. But if he's doing the crab deployment, Red could have sent his Great Guard up early, and just really hammered White. Because let's think about this. Red definitely has an infantry advantage. He does not need the cavalry to win the infantry battle. He could have thrown his cavalry away early, and maybe taken out the bows, and just done some good damage early. Did not need them to win the infantry fight. But then again, he doesn't have any spears either, so keeping him on reserve to ward off any cavalry that might come might be a good idea, but I don't think that's why he keeps his Great Guard back. You know, you might think, well, he's being smart. He's keeping his cavalry back for waiting for a cavalry ambush, but I really don't think Red was taking a cavalry ambush into account in this battle, and we'll see why in a little bit. That would be the only reason why I would conserve my cavalry at this point, is if I was expecting a big cavalry ambush, and I really don't think he was. And I'll triple speed at this point, because of what he will be doing in a few minutes, whenever they decide to move. It's coming. Any second now. Here we go. Okay, now Red has started to move. I'll keep it on triple speed for a little bit. Now it's kind of interesting where he's going. I don't know exactly what he was thinking here, because I don't think he was on ambush patrol. Because look at how he's moving. He's got his matchlocks up here in the front. He's just kind of moving his army in a blob. Now, if he was doing ambush patrol, would have probably sent a Great Guard, I think, just to scope things out, you know. Keep his infantry back a little bit, and his ranged units especially, you know, keep them nice and protected. So I think he was just moving, maybe to get a better angle, because we'll see him coming up here against the ridge, right towards White cavalry, though. So White's going to have a nice opportunity to get some early cavalry action in, because his matchlocks are here in the front. If he's patient and waits for the right moment, he could catch Red totally off guard and smash into him before they get a volley off. Now, I complained about monks being broken and such, and I think they're still overpowered post-patch, but these are fresh matchlock units. I don't think they're really broken when they're fresh. It's only when they become veterans they start being really overpowered. So fresh matchlock units aren't that scary. So even a frontal charge into them, he'll probably be fine. So here he goes. Like I said, I don't think he's on ambush patrol. I think just looking for a good angle, maybe a better camping spot. He might have been planning on camping. So here's White on his attack. Now, one thing about this I want to talk about. Actually, two things. What I think he should have done at this point is moved his main line up to at least start capturing the production building, if not attacking and skirmishing, because this would have been a great time to skirmish. Red is completely distracted because of the cavalry ambush. He could have moved up and gotten some nice shots off, maybe into the Great Guard or even the General, because the General, take a look at him, he has 30 men, that's not the General, there he is. He has 30 men in the unit, so he's probably not a melee general. Melee generals generally have 36 because they can upgrade the number of men in their unit. And they have bows, so this guy very well might be a bow general. And they're good to skirmish against because they're weak and they can get hit by the powerful bows and skirmish to oblivion. So I would have been doing that. Another thing I want to mention about this cavalry attack is I don't think White was really thinking about his advantages very well, because he definitely needs something to turn the infantry battle. With only 4 infantry units against Red's 9, he really needs something that'll be able to rush in and save the day. So I would not have sent all of my cavalry out at this point. I probably would have sent 2 and then kept 2 on reserve. But he's going to send all of his cavalry in. Regardless, he does have a potential for a good charge. He's got a nice little downhill charge into him. I guess it's kind of level at this point, but he's going to get some nice momentum. He has some veterans, maybe some good charge bonuses, and he's going to get some nice charges into the matchlocks. And he's going to start taking them out. One of them is back here, Rev's just keeping on reserve, I guess. As you can see, the general is firing, probably a bow general. And so White is going to get some nice, a couple nice charges off into Red, get some early casualties. going on his side. Red has just kind of rushed everybody in to try and swarm the cavalry. Best way you can really react to it if you don't have any anti-cavalry units. Where are his great guards, speaking of which? I believe, yeah, they're in the fight too. So he just kind of swarmed everybody in. Now White's going to make a good move here, going right for the general. And Red's going to make a bad move because, let's see, this is a Katana Cavalry going up against the general. And that charge is going to kill 4 right away. Definitely not a melee general. Don't want to run your non-melee generals in like that. Melee generals are strong, they can do that. Non-melee generals cannot really. He's already down to 23. Don't throw your general away this early, especially if you don't have any veterans. And you'd be surprised at how quickly the battle can be turned in the enemy's favor. Even if you have an infantry advantage, that general's dead. That's a huge blow against you. So Red taking a very seriously risky move. But it's going to end up working. His general stays alive. He has 20 men in the unit. And White's cavalry has been routed. But he did some good damage. I definitely would have kept some reserves. Because he's going to need it for the battle. Now White's going to move over his infantry. A little late. Definitely would have been more or less simultaneous. Move my infantry up to capture the building and just been skirmishing because one advantage he has in the range department is range. So he could have definitely been skirmishing at this point. Actually, much earlier, I mean to say. To do some good damage. But let's take a look at what his cavalry did. This Katana's down to 94. This one's down to 76. This one's at 51. This one's at 108. Great guard, more or less untouched. This one's down to 43, though. This one's at 52. This one's at 80. This one's at 116, 81. General's down to 20. This Katana is basically fine. And then the matchlocks. This one's at 35. This one's at 74. This one's at 48. And this one is, this one is full. So he routed one matchlock and really ripped up the others. So still good cavalry action. I would have kept some reserves, but it still worked out pretty well. He got some nice charges off and neutralized one advantage pretty well. But they are still there and will be able to shoot. Now watch this blunder that Red's going to make. This is why I'm going to call Red a power spammer. Like I say, there is a difference between power spamming and having a quality side army. Power spamming is just taking the best units of each type and just throwing them at the enemy without any tactics and just expecting to muscle a victory. So watch what Red is going to do. Total boneheaded move. He's just going to throw his force at White. I mean, look at all these advantages that Red has. Look at all these numbers. Could have spread him out, swarmed him, flanked him, got him from multiple sides. White doing a good job putting his matchlocks here on the hill so they have a clear firing angle. Very chivalrous move. I don't like him shooting right through the lines. Seems pretty dirty to me. So congratulate him there for not being a dick and actually putting him in a clear line of fire. Anyway, back to Red. I mean, really, look at all these advantages that Red has. Big infantry advantage. He now has a cavalry advantage because White's cavalry is gone. But watch what he does. Just throwing them right at White. What a terrible, terrible move. Bad idea. And the matchlock's going to get this nice little fire off. Take out a whole bunch of cavalry. And they are going to get a nice charge off, and of course they are in wedge formation. Surprise, surprise. Hallmark of a not so good player. If he just spread his great guard out, like imagine if they were in a long line that stretched from here all the way over to here. He could have just plowed right into White, and even then, I mean, a frontal cavalry charge would have worked pretty well. I mean, definitely should use him to flank, because that's what cavalry is generally best at. But even if he had run straight at him in a long, thin line, he could just hit him with a massive charge all over and got that charge bonus all over White's line. But instead, he just throws everybody right in the middle without even thinking, in wedge formation. Terrible, terrible. Oh my god. Hey, can you believe that? Just throwing everything. I guess he thought he had this battle won. But you never should think that, especially since his general is now being shot at by the matchlocks and they're down to 3 men, and there goes his general. So matchlocks just mowed down Red's general. This Katana Samurai took some serious damage. And look, we already have wavering. And he's running everybody right into the middle. And now, Red's army, which had the big numbers bonus, could have flanked easily, no problem, is now going to get flanked by White. Boy, what a turn of events there. One thing I might have done is his bow samurai are now shooting at the matchlocks. What I would have done is, because the matchlocks are really the only way that Red's going to win this battle at this point, I would have just put my bow samurai in melee and just rushed the matchlocks and just tied them down. Even if it was just one bow samurai, like maybe take this one that's kind of hurt, just put him in melee mode and just run right into the matchlocks. Or even my general, just hold them down somehow, because that's the only way he's going to win this battle. And look, we have wavering all over because they're getting flanked. And Red, what a boneheaded attack. I cannot believe that. I mean, look at that. How many of you thought that White would just walk in and just smash Red like that? Look, they're already routed. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? He just took his whole army like that and just threw him right in the middle. All compact together, no flanking, and then white flanks him. Like, the irony is just killing me. Like, I have this on pause right now because like I just want to like be here in this moment that we're sharing together, bewildered. I'm sure your jaw is hanging wide open about Red's attack right here. What a boneheaded attack. Fresh troops just running in. Oh my god. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Red should have won this battle easily. I mean, he could have easily won this battle. What a shame. What a shame. But good job on White. Way to capitalize. Way to get him to just run in. Maybe he was, maybe he just spooked by the bows and wanted to close in as soon as possible. But just, oh my god. How could you have a worse attack than that? I mean, you could probably give that attack to any one of my viewers and they would have won this battle easily. Because White, not to rip on White, he did very well. But the army matchup, boy, it was just, there was a hard army for White to deal with, all that infantry. And he dealt with it. And now he's going to win. Now he's going to win. And that took like 10 seconds. 10 seconds of melee, and White's going to win. One infantry unit left at full strength, but wavering. Just going to get smashed. We have wavering up here. This matchlock monk is basically decimated by the bows. All his infantry is gone. One matchlock warrior monk is left, who is wavering. And now they all routed. Can you believe what we just watched? I'm amazed right now. I'm bewildered at that attack. How White just cleaned this guy off the field in like... Was that even 30 seconds? Was anybody timing? Good lord. This is what I mean by these people. And this is what should happen if you just power spam. And you just think you can walk in and out. This is exactly what should happen. Due to balance issues, it doesn't always work out that way. But this is what should happen. That's one reason why I love this replay. Thank you very much, White. I'll give him a shout out. What is his username? DCT0. Thank you for sending me this, because I love watching this. This is great. This is just great. Not a perfect battle by White. It could have been a little tighter maybe, but apparently good enough, because Red just got his ass just handed to him. Oh my god. Like, I have so much to say, but it's like, I've already said most of it, and does that really need explaining? You could just show that attack and just say, this is not how you play Shogun. Okay, everybody go home, class is over. Oh my god. Like, are you kidding me? Did that just happen? Red had a cavalry advantage, Red had an infantry advantage, and Red had a ranged advantage. And he threw it all away. Oh my god. And White just caught him on it. Cleaned house. Good lord. That's not how you play Total War, folks. That's one thing we can learn here, is how to not play Shogun. Like, I don't even want to end the video. I just want to, like, sit here in this moment and I just want to bask in this, because I love seeing this. I love watching power spammers just get torn apart. And White did a good job closing in on that infantry. Saw what he was doing, kind of spread out a little bit and just flanked him. Oh my god. Let's just meditate for a second. Let's get all zen-like. I'll zoom in here. We'll just meditate for a second. So much wasted. All right, I gotta end this video. Okay, I gotta end it. I'm gonna go find an alcoholic beverage or something. Thanks for watching, everybody.